Yo, what's good, everybody? As y'all know, the Oblock case is coming up pretty soon, and I found this dude who he's actually covering it really good, real like better than a lot of bloggers that I've been seeing. And I'm guessing he has some type of contact with Trenches News or Snitches News or whatever you want to call blood. But anyways, I want to react to this video just because he breaks it down just like so crazy, like, and he tells us who the cooperators are, gives us hints who the cooperators are. But if you hear, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. This is Out of the Trenches podcast. This is a special video that I'm uploading. If you want to donate to the channel, hit the Cash App. It's Nino Pay 2, as you see it down there. But anyways, let's get into this though. This is what's this guy's page name? This dude is Street Certified News. Shout out to Street Certified News for this right here because yeah, that's some great content. So let's play it.
Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy Enrique Guapo, man. Street Certified News. And we back with another one. Man, first off, man, gotta, send a big shout out to all the viewers, man. Y'all ran that last video up. Shout out to the dude in the comments who said we shot too low. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. There was a part one. Oh shit. It was a part. This is part two. Oh well, fuck it. We're just gonna watch part two.
We should ask for more likes, man. So, hey, on this video, man, before we even get started, man, let's get this video to 1,000 likes. You know what I'm saying? Let's run it up on part two of the Oblock 5 case, Rico case / FBG Doug murder investigation. If you didn't watch the last episode, man, please check out part one. We broke down who Cooperator 1 was. Sadly, man, it was the boy Trenches News, man. I know a lot of people rock with him. Like we said in the previous video, we did.
That actually shocked me though, like on some real shit. Like, gang, that really shocked me that Trenches News was one of the cooperators because he seemed like a solid dude. People say that, he used to steal cigarettes, all that stuff. Like, he wasn't really like a gangster. He wasn't getting down. He wasn't doing no shit like that. But the stories that he told, like, he said that he was teaching the kids literature and shit like that, and like actually showing them how to, do their thing the right way. So to hear that he's snitching, but he is an older dude though. I will give him that. Snitches News is about like his 40s, I think I want to say, or some shit like that. So I mean, at one point in time, you leave that street shit alone and you become a civilian. But I mean, if people trusted you with this information, why leak it? But he said he was close with Duck, but still, you keep that shit in the streets. But I ain't no gangbanger either. I'm from Jersey, though, and I came up in that life and shit. I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey, close to Newark. I came up in that life, and I just know, yo, you don't say nothing. I seen murders. I ain't say shit. You know what I'm saying? The cops asked me, shit, somebody drove by, shot. I don't know. It was a black car. I don't know. Like, I ain't seen nobody faces or anything like that. I ain't seen no license plates, nothing. I don't know the make and model of the car, nothing. It was just black.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Have a relationship with bro on some work shit, like maybe a talk about different stories and shit like that. So it kind of was a surprise to me that, his name had kind of came across, my desk and shit, man. And like I said, man, when I spoke with him right before I dropped the video, he told me he was going to give me an interview. It still hasn't materialized. So as promised, man, y'all hit the likes last video. As promised, man, when I spoke with him right before I dropped.
Bro, I told you I would have did the interview to tell my own shit, bro. You ain't gonna leave nothing open. I'm gonna get on my own shit and explain myself, bro. I'm gonna break it down, bro. You could have gotten more views. You so impatient. I'm gonna come right back, come right behind you. I fucked up reading. I remember I left a comment on King Yella. Shit, he was reading paperwork. I'm like, this nigga read like a 7th grader, bro, and here I am reading like a fucking 7th grader when I was an honest student. Goddamn.
Dropped the video. He told me he was gonna give me an interview. It still hasn't materialized. So as promised, man, y'all hit the likes last video. As promised, man, I'm gonna break down real quick before we move on to Cooperator 2. I'm gonna break down real quick, basically like some additional information. that verified to me that, Trenches News is Cooperator 1
Mm.
on the Oblock Fat Rico case, man. I straight up asked him when we was on the phone. I said, "Hey, bro, did you talk to the feds?" Bro admitted a few months ago he talked to the feds. You know what I'm saying? They contacted him. He had to get a lawyer, and he, I guess, negotiated some sort of uh, you know statement that he could make through his lawyer or whatever. I wasn't sure about that. We ain't talk about that part, but he did tell me that he got the lawyer. He had the meeting. The lawyer was, either present or facilitating the meeting, and that, the FBI man showed him text messages between him and the boy Kenny Mac right after the murder of FBG Duck, as well as like a little bit like before, and it was kind of like an ongoing text thread, like all during out that whole event. Um, he says that the FBI showed him some evidence in the text messages that kind of made him look bad. I ain't gonna talk about that shit.
One thing I want to say about that though is like I ain't never been in no like case this big, like a Rico case or anything like that, right? But when I'm 32 right now, right? When I was like 22, I used to sell hella drugs. The case over with, I can talk about it. But I used to sell hella drugs. But anyways, make a long story short, after I got out of jail when my house got raided, I was talking to this bitch. I ain't know this bitch was a hoe or whatever, and she had a pimp. And me and her was talking through it and shit like that. And she allegedly, I don't know what happened because I wasn't there. I ain't see nothing. Allegedly, she killed the pimp. And the day I got out of jail, the detective came to my house and he was like, he wanted to speak to me. And I was like, yo, I just got out of jail. I don't feel like talking to no more cops. I've been talking to cops for like last 2 weeks. I'm done talking to cops. So he gave me his card. He told me to call him whenever, or he'll stop back up. He'll stop by. I never called him, but he did stop back by. And we sat down. He pulled out our little recorder. He talked to me. He showed me the text messages. He showed me the evidence and shit like that. And I told gang, I don't know nothing about it. I don't know. But honestly, really though, like on everything, I really didn't know nothing about it. But even if I did, I wouldn't have said nothing, bro. Like, but again, that's just me though. And I was 22 at the time. Like I said, Trenches News is like 40 or something like that. So who knows? But at 30, at my age at 30, I'm still not. I'm not giving them no information. Do your job, figure it out on your own.
During the conversation I had with Trenches News, he let me know, man, I ain't talking about no murders. It wasn't nothing other than, this is what Oblock is, this is how it was, blah blah blah. Either way, bro admitted, man, he Cooperated 1. You know what I mean?
That's some bullshit right there, bro. Like that's snitching right there, bro. You giving up the whole operation and shit like that. Like I'm from the block, bro. Like I'm from Selling Park. Like I said, I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey. I'm from Selling Park. You know what I'm saying? And niggas was getting busy and shit like that. I mean, I don't know nothing about no murders or anything like that. But if the cops came and they was asking about murders and shit, we don't talk about murders, bro. We don't talk about organizations. We don't talk about how shit is structured, bro. Like, do your job, bro. Like, that's all I gotta say. I'm not trying to be a gangster. I'm not a gangbanger, nothing like that. Like, I'm from the block. I'm not from the block no more. I live in Arizona. You know, I left that alone. I'm from the block. I mean, I got a blue bandana on, but I ain't gangbanging. This shit just matches the color of the shirt and the shoes I was wearing. Like, I would never do this in California, though. I just saying, would never, ever, 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 ever do this in California.
And I know he had did a live and kind of talked about it a little bit, but during the conversation, man, he just kept saying, like, basically the dude Kenny Mac put him in some bullshit by texting him about shit right after the murder, as well as just continuously texting him like on some friendly shit. He just pulled him in. So basically, if you look at the paperwork, all these people that Kenny Mac was texting got sucked into the investigation, including the dude Trenches News, man. And because his lawyer said, hey,
You can get sucked into the investigation, but you still don't have to give any information. You can say you don't know anything, but one thing that I would say about Trench's News though that kind of fucked him up though is Trench's News was on his YouTube channel giving up a lot of stories. So you know some information, nigga. You know something. You know too much about the KI shit. You know too much about like Oblock, O Dog, E Dog, all them niggas. Like you know way too much. So like they was probably just basing it off of that, watching the YouTube channel and shit like that too. But they said that he was a snitch before his YouTube. Like he really started popping on YouTube. So who really knows?
You may want to cooperate with them so that they don't put you into the Rico. There you go, man. Trench's News Cooperator one. But yeah, we just wanted to put that out there, man. Bro basically admitted it to me on the phone and told me why. You know what I'm saying? He said the dude Kenny Mac did him bogus. And you know, shit, he was thinking about his family. And you know, he ain't in the streets no more. He a civilian and all of that. You know what I'm saying? We wish bro all the best, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this our channel, man, we here for the news, man. We here to tell good street stories for street niggas, man. You see what I'm saying? And we not trying to bring Trench's News down. We not trying to bring really nobody down. And that's what I was telling him on the phone, bro. Like, look, you just happen to be the motherfucker that popped up. Like, it's not coming at you. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? We do similar things again. Like, we not trying to go for bloggers. We not trying to, you know, out motherfuckers. But at the same time, like, in this street culture, it's certain shit you gotta abide by. And if people is not abiding by that shit, whether they popular or not, bro, like we gotta get their ass the fuck up out of there. But you know, that's hit neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? The main thing is that we not trying to take people down. We not trying to, you know what I'm saying, take platforms down. We not trying to out people. Like this not like fun or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? We really like telling y'all good street stories. And this just so happened to be like the biggest story in a long time, man. The dude Trenches got pulled up in it, man, because of Kenny Mac. Either way, he admits he sat down with the feds. He gave them what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? Story is over.
One thing that I can do though, what I can give Trench's News his flowers for is he ain't back away from me. He said that, you know, he an informant. Like I gotta respect that. Like a lot of niggas are lie, like, hell nah, I ain't talking to the cops, hell nah. All the time that motherfucker talking to the cops. But anyways, yeah, like I gotta respect blood for it. Can't even lie.
Over, man. All right, so let's get into Cooperator 2. The FBI states that Cooperator 2 lived in Parkway Gardens from the late 2000s until recently and was an active member when Oblock was called Wick City. According to Cooperator 2, members of Oblock were expected to shoot at and kill ops on sight. That was the only way to go up in the ranks, outside of selling drugs, having a lot of money, or becoming a popular rapper. According to the feds, Cooperator 2 was for a short time a drug dealer, but they don't believe he killed anyone. According to Cooperator,
what type of fucking shit is that, bro? Like, no. Like I said, bro. Like I said, I'm from the block, bro. And the block I'm from was fucking dangerous, bro. We had ops. We had all that shit, bro. Not one time did I ever hear a nigga say, yo, you gotta kill somebody, you gotta sell drugs or anything. But I grew up there. I was born there. Like, I was there since I was a kid, so I don't think I count. And I wasn't really, like, banging with the older niggas and shit like that. I was, like, with the younger niggas, like how these old block niggas was, really. So, what the fuck, bro? Cooperating on this. That's why if you're gonna do some shit, do it by yourself. I'm not even advocating for violence or anything like that, but if you want to do some shit, please just do it yourself, because then you got people like this that tell and shit like that. So like if it was just one person and they saw FBG duck and you know they had a mask on or some shit like that, and if they didn't catch him in the Gold Coast, I don't think this would be as big as it is right now. And I don't think that this murder would have gotten solved as fast as it did. But that's just my opinion. I can be completely wrong, but that's just how I look at it. I think these niggas moved hella sloppy. And another thing is Trench's News had called them Oblock Sloppy 5. That's crazy. You're an informant and you was clowning on these niggas, call them the Sloppy 5. Why would you call them the Sloppy 5? Because you knew everything, nigga. That shit wild as fuck.
Cooperator 2, the leaders of Oblock were Boss Top, known as Individual A, Duke, known as Individual B, and BJ, known to the government as Individual C. Along with those men, the government...
I'm so sorry to cut this off one more time. I promise I'm just going to let it play. Boss Top, a leader of Oblock. Yo, please let me know y'all know who Boss Top. Boss Top, one of the reasons why these niggas got washed up, and why he ain't in an indictment if he the motherfucking leader. If you know about the Rico case was invented to get the mob bosses, the excuse me, I'm having a brain fart, but the mob bosses back in like the 60s and shit like that, like the Al Capone niggas and shit like that. They couldn't tie them to drug dealing and murders and shit like that because they never got their hands dirty. But the point of the Rico was to get that head nigga right there. So all the crimes that everybody that committed under the mob that that person controlled, he was deemed responsible for all their actions, even though they got indicted too, got charged and shit like that. Niggas snitched all that shit. That's where our culture get that shit from. That's not even a black thing. Like no snitching and shit. That came from the mob. But I'm not here to preach to y'all and give y'all history lessons and shit like that because this is not what this channel is about. But we got that shit from the Italians, bro. Like that's not even black culture, bro. Like on gang, that's not black culture. It's no snitching. We just adopted that shit from the mob, the mafia and shit like that because Scarface and shit like that, and niggas envied that shit back in the day. But whatever.
Also highlight Davon Bennett, aka King Von, who they admit had already passed. That first part, man, I wanted to highlight Cooperator too, mainly because you know what I'm saying. It kind of gives you a look into who Cooperator 2 is, as well as who Cooperator 2 isn't. Um, doing our research, man, we seen people talk about, man, this BJ, man, this Boss Top. Even though them dudes are not indicted, which is kind of weird to charge a gang with Rico, but like the top people, you put them in the paperwork, they're the top people.
What I just say? What I just say? It's odd that he is not indicted if he's a leader.
But then they not the top people on the indictment. That is kind of weird. But I think it was mainly because they didn't have any direct evidence of those dudes' involvement in all of this shit.
It doesn't fucking matter though. It doesn't. I'm sorry. I said I would stop pausing this, but it doesn't matter if they can't prove that he had any direct involvement. You're the leader of the fucking gang. You should have had. You should have been in a Rico. You should have been in a Rico. They have Young Thug in a Rico. Young Thug didn't kill nobody. They say he called shots though. You know. But other than that, what they caught some drugs in his house. He's not a drug dealer. He's an artist and shit like that. But he got caught up in a Rico. King Von would have got caught up in a Rico that they say. They don't really have any evidence that King Von even put up the money. They don't have no wire transfers. They don't have nothing. I mean, let me reword that because we don't know what type of evidence they have. But from what I've known so far about this case, they don't have no wire transfers from Vaughn. They don't have anything like that. All they have is a video of him saying he brought his first $100,000 to the hood and broke it down. He brought Oblock chains, but that was before Duck died. So how did Vaughn get wrapped up in this? Because somebody snitched and said that Vaughn put up the money. So if somebody said that Boss Top is the leader of the group, then Boss Top should also be in the indictment. But I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. That's just my opinion. I don't know. If bro ever see this, bro, I want to interview. I want to talk to you about this, bro, because you not educated on this, but I want to ask you certain things like the certain shit that I'm saying. I'm talking about.
It just so happened that they was the leaders and some other niggas just ran off and did their own thing. I think that's what they put in the paperwork. And if they would have put them dudes on the indictment, it'll really like soften the Rico. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, what these dudes, if they the leaders, you don't got no evidence on them. So even though they name them individual A, B, and C in the paperwork, and they admit they're probably the leaders, they kind of left them off the indictment. You know what I'm saying? Which is that's weird. But either way, once they were named individual A, B, and C, that is their name in the indictment. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they can't be Cooperator B and Witness. Like, it's once you get that name, you get that name. So every time they reference Boss Top in the paperwork, he's gonna be referenced as individual A. Every time they reference,
I'm glad that he kind of said that because I was having like a theory. I was like, yo, what if Boss Top is one of the people that's actually giving up the information? But he said that they got him listed as an individual A, not Witness. So okay, Boss Top, you got saved, bro. Bro saved you because I was about to put up on this title that Boss Top was witness number fucking 2. It's like, you know what? I'll probably still do that for clickbait.
Swiper in the shit, he Cooperator one. You see what I'm saying? And you never gonna switch names. So once they gave them dudes them names, you knew it's not BJ, it's not Boss Top, it's not you know what I'm saying? Of course it's not King Von, it's not none of those people because they're already named and they're given different names than Cooperator 2. So Cooperator 2 is somebody that's not them dudes. Outside of those who felt that the unindicted leaders of Oblock could also be possibly the cooperators, a number of other possible members would jump on the radar. Reggie Dorsey, aka Man Man, was one of
Whoa.
those men. For good reason, the streets immediately believed Man Man to be one of the cooperators. This lack of trust from Man Man stemmed from a 2017 incident where Dorsey pointed out O Block member Rage, aka Antoine Jones, as the shooter of an 11-year-old girl in Parkway Gardens. Dorsey claimed Jones saw Op inside the gates of Parkway and began shooting, accidentally shooting the girl.
Yo, 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 yo.
While some believe Man Man did the right thing by outing a baby killer, others have a more sinister take on the event. Ironically, Richie Dorsey, aka Man Man, will also be present the day of.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. Like, this nigga, like, okay, so I get it. He snitched on a nigga, but yo, he killed a kid, bro. I can't lie. Everything that I said, I'll take that back for somebody who killed a kid, bro. If I see you like cold bloodedly, like, and you aiming at somebody else and you actually pop a kid, I'm telling you, I ain't lying. I'm snitching, bro. Like, that's a kid. That's an innocent kid, bro. They never got to actually experience life, and that's not fair, bro. That's not fair. That's not fair. You out here doing dumbass shit, and you know, and what you doing dumbass shit, you took the life of a child, took somebody's kid away. You know, probably had brothers and sisters, definitely had a mom and dad. That's fucked up, bro. Never got to see him grow.
FBG Duck was killed. Unnamed in the indictment, Dorsey, aka Witness 2, would be seen on surveillance footage, quietly following Ralph Turpin, aka THF Teasy.
Wait, hold up. Hold up, 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 hold up. Because I low key know a little bit about that right there. Like, all right, so like the Teasy dude, so supposedly Teasy, he had gave the drop on Duck or whatever like that. He was talking on the phone and it was like a security guard. I think if I'm remembering this correctly, a security guard was recording him. So somebody else was watching, bro, and I'm confused on that. That's confusing as fuck. I'm not even going to cap. That's kind of confusing. Let's go back a little bit so I can just understand what the hell he was saying because that's kind of confusing. I really want to understand how to what makes him a witness.
Man Man will also be present the day FBG Duck was killed.
Okay, he was present.
Unnamed in the indictment, Dorsey, aka Witness 2, would be seen on surveillance footage, quietly following Ralph Turpin, aka
Oh shit! So he was following Teasy. Damn.
THF Teasy. I remember that story when it happened, man. Sadly, there was an 11-year-old girl back in 2017 who was shot during, I guess they were, originally the report was that it was two groups of people shooting at each other and the 11-year-old girl was caught in the crossfire. The story ended up coming out was that this dude, Antoine Jones, saw someone who he thought was like wasn't supposed to be in their little area. He was an op, he's not supposed to be over here. And literally, as soon as he saw him, he started shooting. Sadly, the 11-year-old girl was sitting on her porch, and she was shot and killed.
Bro, we gotta do better, man. We really gotta do better as a community. Like, Black people, we gotta do better. Like, come on, bro. Like, you killed an innocent little 11-year-old girl. I got a 10-year-old daughter, bro. I swear to God, I'll kill the world. Like, the police wouldn't have got to you, gang. They really wouldn't have got to you. Like, you would have hoped the police would have got you first, gang. Because what? Seriously, you saw op and you just started shooting, bro? What's up with these niggas in the ain't? Go to the gun range if you want to be shooting at niggas. Go to the army or some shit like that. That shit is fucking ridiculous, bro. You killed a little girl.
A lot of people praised Oblock at the time because it seemed like they kind of gave the police the baby killer.
Yeah.
Like I said,
No,
doing
I
the research,
respect that.
I did see that.
I respect that. If Oblock did that, yo, big ups to Oblock. Cause yeah, facts. Get rid of that nigga, bro.
As some people were upset at man for doing that. He is definitely on the paperwork. We're gonna show that he's on the paperwork of, he's the person. Reggie Dorsey is the
Let me see here. Hopefully, I don't read like a fucking seventh grader again. Which surprised Mr. Jones is ready to process the Fourth Amendment of the United States by witness Rachel Dorsey was the direct result of unnecessary subjective procedures used during the photo array lineup. The actions of the Chicago Police Department were improper under the facts and circumstances of this case, and that for the reasons stated and as well developed at the hearing of this motion, these actions were unnecessarily conductive to mistaken identification, wherefore Mr. Jones praised that this court suppress one, any and all evidence relating to the pretrial identification of defendant by such witness who were involved in the improper pretrial identification procedures. I don't know why I just wasted y'all time reading that because I don't understand a lick of what the fuck this I just read.
person who says that Antoine Jones did this on his day. So I mean, he really did come out and tell the police what it was, and that kind of made him an outcast. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was the right thing, and some people thought it was the right thing. A lot of the young dudes weren't fucking with that shit. You know what I'm saying? They fucked with Antoine, and now bro locked up on a murder, and you the one that told the police. So man was kind of an outcast at this time, and he happened to be with the dude Teasy. And I think that group of people were like the people that, they was on the outs, but they was in. And something like this, man, to be honest, is probably why Teasy was so excited, because something like this would be like perfect to bring them closer inside. You know what I'm saying? The Oblock gang, the BDs, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It would bring them closer.
That's dumb as fuck, but that makes a lot of fucking sense because they get mad clout for giving the drop on Duck if they would have was successful for it. Like you would have seen bro in all types of music videos and shit. I ain't even gonna cap. Boss Top probably would have gave him up though, in some sort of way because that's what Boss Top does. But anyways.
To all of that money, all of that fame in the paperwork, man being the person with THF Teasy.
Let me see if I can read this one time real quick. Thing at 4:18 p.m., Turpin told the caller that he and witness 2 saw Weekly inside of the Milani. Turpin told the caller that Turpin had people on the phone and on the way downtown while he, Weekly, and witness 2 were still inside of Milani Boutique. Turpin then told the caller that when Weekly left Milani, he followed Weekly outside and reported as much to Badass, known to law enforcement as THF member individual. According to Turpin, Badass then told Turpin to see what kind of car he was getting into. Turpin then told the caller that Turpin was, I can't see that, as Milani when Weekly pulled off and after walking up the street a little bit. Oh, that's crazy, bro.
Was named witness number 2. Most likely he was named witness number 2 because he did cooperate. But the feds didn't really need his information because they know he was present at the murder. They got him.
Oh, okay, that's the end right there. Witness 2 testified at trial that in the above exchange, Turpin was providing Weekly's location. Turpin eventually stood across the street from Weekly on the phone for several minutes until Weekly was murdered at 4:36 p.m., walking over to Weekly to get a better look at Weekly after he'd been gunned down. Yo, that's fucking crazy. That's so demonic, bro. Like, I don't remember seeing anybody standing over Duck though when he got shot in that video. But maybe that was before like somebody actually started recording and shit like that, like instantly after he got shot. That's crazy. So Duck actually seen the nigga that set him up before he died. That's wild. R.I.P. Duck, bro. Like, I don't know what Doug did. I heard Doug wasn't no killer or anything like that, but Doug could beat your ass and shit like that. But Doug didn't deserve that, bro. Like, a lot of them niggas don't deserve that. Nobody deserves that. I mean, some people deserve that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. No, that nigga didn't deserve that, bro.
there. So when they come to him, they like, look, man, just sign this paper saying you was there, you saw what happened. If we need to call you at trial, we will. And Buddy signed the paper and shit. But they didn't actually use his information to like make the Rico charge, and that's what they're saying. Cooperator 2 was. Cooperator 2 was an older Oblock person. He was the one that actually helped them make the Rico. To elaborate further as to why Cooperator number 2 cannot be Man, Reggie Dorsey was born in 1998, meaning that when he joined the gang, he would only been 9 years old. How much would the gang show a 9-year-old?
How much would a gang show a 9-year-old? A lot. Have you never heard of what's my boy name from Chicago? The little kid, what's his name? Fuck, I can't remember his name. Chewy or God forgive me for forgetting old boy's name, but he was a little ass nigga and they killed him. This was back in the day. So a 9-year-old, they'll show a 9-year-old a lot, especially if they not got it right. Especially they young niggas as well. They teaching them how to shoot and shit like that. Like, bro, like aging, especially when you from the trenches, bro. Like a lot of niggas jump off the porch at 9, 8. I jumped off the porch at like 7, 8, 9. Like not out there shooting and killing or anything like that, but like out there kicking it with the guys and shit like that. We started fighting when we was in middle school and shit like that. You know, I ain't pick up guns until I was like in my 20s, so I ain't pick up. Like, I mean, I had guns and shit, teenager, but I wasn't shooting guns. I didn't start shooting guns. I was like in my 20s, when that was all the self defense shit. But anyways, this is not about me.
Also, going back to our earlier statement regarding Boss Top and BJ, the feds will not call Man, who was witness number 2, cooperator number 2. So who was cooperator number 2?
That's crazy.
Well, cooperator number 2 would be an older Oblock member who would have been around 11 to 13 years old in 2007. He would have sold drugs and attended meetings, but never carried out violence. Like,
is that who they talking about? Yo, hey, hold up. I know this nigga ain't trying to say J Hood. This is Oblock J Hood is one who's snitching. Cause Hood say fuck that nigga. I ain't snitch. I was even in fucking Oblock around the time when Doug died. I was in Arizona out here with me. Yo, shout out to Oblock Hood. Shout out to Oblock J Hood. I don't agree with everything he say. I love the message that he preaching about God and Jesus and stuff like that. But I was against what he was talking about when he was talking about FYBJ man and Tay Savage coming together and doing that peace shit, because I think that's dope. Shout out to FYBJ man and Tay Savage, by the way. But I just wanted to say that real quick.
Like murders. The FBI mainly used cooperator number 2 to get info on the racketeering structure, meetings, income, history, and leadership of the gang.
Yeah, so no, that's definitely he's not trying to say that Oblock J Hood, because J Hood wouldn't know nothing about that.
When really breaking down Oblock then to now, and taking into account all those members either passed or imprisoned, only a few names are left. And out of those names, who would be willing to talk to anyone, let alone...
Yo, is that the people in the picture that he's talking about though?
On the feds about...
Is that the niggas that he's talking about? Could it be this nigga right here? Oh, could it be this nigga right here? Could it be I think it's a bitch, but still, could it be her? Could it be this nigga? Could it be this nigga's forehead? Maybe this nigga forehead telling it. Oh, this nigga forehead giving up all the sauce.
Out internal structure and business of Oblock. Who would know enough to tell the feds all they wanted to know? Man, we really appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. You know what I'm saying? This is just part 2 of the series. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna break down all of the cooperation.
Damn, I should have got to part 1. I should have did part 1 first, but that was actually pretty dope. I think part 1 he just did Trenches News, and we all know about Trenches News, but we got cooperator number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Baby, everybody's talking in this shit. Yo, but this is really crazy. If you got this far in the video and you enjoyed this, please subscribe to Street Certified. dope content creator. I think he actually covered everything in detail. He gave me more information than I heard from a lot of people. Definitely subscribe to bro. Subscribe to my channel as well, or subscribe to the podcast channel as well. We do live streams and stuff. So if you want to catch the live stream, definitely subscribe, hit that notification bell. So every time we do a live stream, you are updated. And hit that like if you like this, share this to whoever. And it's been your boy Nino. And again, if you want to donate to the channel or anything like that, you can always hit that Cash App, hit that Nino Pay too. Or liking and sharing always helps the channel too. So again, thank you for joining me. Gang, I'm gone. And again, nigga, yo, if you in this shit, bro, if you in this shit, I don't care how old you get, unless these niggas is killing kids and shit like that, don't be telling nigga. Shut your ass up.